My friends pushed me to loan them money at a get-together, and now they're not paying me back.
Sue 'em.
There you go.
Sue 'em.
Sue 'em. I, 25 female, am hosting a Thanksgiving for family and friends this year, which is generally an occasion I'm delighted to take on. It's my favorite meal to cook, and I have so much to be thankful for this year. By the way, this comes from Punk is a Vegetable on the r/OKstorytime subreddit. So this has also been the hardest year of my life. I escaped a 6-year-long ordeal with an abusive partner who ended up stalking me, resulting in me having to move 2 times in 8 months.
Oh my God.
Wow. I have PTSD and emotional dysregulations issues because of this, so I can't tell if I'm overreacting and being too sensitive in this situation. I have 2 very close friends who are in a relationship, 28 non-binary and 28 male, who have been there for me. At times, it was on and off because I was so isolated and they didn't want to be around my abuser. But when I finally went no contact with my abusive partner, they went above and beyond, being there to emotionally support me and build up my confidence to move forward and build resilience, which I am forever grateful for. There is a bit of financial divide between us. I don't make that much money, but have a stable career, and they've made more than me at times, but I get to work from home. I struggle with anxiety, so typically whenever we hang out, I host and provide food and booze, which I'm generally happy to do. I will even send them home with lots of leftovers since I love to cook, but have a bit of a people-pleasing streak, so sometimes I have a hard time saying no, even when I can't afford to give as much away. I pay for us 95% of the time we go out and often Uber them since they usually say they can't afford it. I just want to be in their presence, so I make the financial effort to do so. They both lost their jobs in August and are now living rent-free with a family member, although it's not an ideal situation. This is where it gets sensitive. They both have developed a bit of a habit with a particular substance, and it's been concerning to me. That's... I think we might know.
The substance.
Yeah. I'm not one to harshly judge. I partake recreationally, very occasionally, but I'm able to maintain my work and health routines. Unfortunately for them, there has been a noticeable shift in their behavior, motivation, and even overall health and well-being. I had a difficult conversation with them and brought up my concerns, and they said they were handling it. If anything, since then, I've noticed it's gotten a lot worse. Sadly, despite caring about them immensely, I've had to take a step back because it causes them to cross boundaries with me.
That's really hard.
That is really hard. The last time we hung out, I had some friends over for the election for an end of the world party. That's funny. And people expressed interest in purchasing some of the aforementioned substance. I had cooked on my lunch break and provided booze for the get-together, so I didn't want to pitch in much, but it was made clear no one would be able to partake if I didn't. Well, that's annoying. If you're not going to partake, then you shouldn't have to pay for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's so silly.
Yeah, that's why I never have to pay for alcohol.
Yeah, there you go. I offered $20, but then my friend saw I had cash in my drawer and asked if I'd pitch in $150.
Whoa.
And that they would pay me back by the weekend.
That's crazy. That's crazy to be like, well, you actually I can see your money.
Right. Like,
I'm looking at your money.
That's so insane.
Yeah.
What? Because even if it's there, they don't have to.
That's not your money.
Pay.
I mean, like, as in their money.
Right. Like, oh my gosh. No. I agreed since I couldn't say I didn't have money since they saw it. Yeah, but you don't have to
be like, sorry, I
don't want to.
I'm not even partaking.
Yeah, so like you don't have to be like incapable of participating.
Yeah.
Like you could just say you don't wanna.
Yeah.
And then you're good.
I mean,
you're off the hook.
I've got money in my bank account and people are aware of that. Doesn't mean you could be like, give it to me.
Right. They're like, oh, you can't loan me like $20. Like, let's check your savings account, please.
Let's check how much you have in there.
Right.
If it's more than 20, you gotta
hand it over. Yes. So I agreed since I couldn't say I didn't have the money since they saw it. And they get so pushy, it's easier to just go with what they have in mind. You gotta find better friends. I'm sorry.
Simply find better friends.
Yeah, you can't keep doing this. I didn't hear from them about the money that weekend, but to their credit, they reached out last Tuesday and said they'd get it to me when they could. I expressed that it was critical I had it back the following week, this week now, so I could purchase all the groceries for Thanksgiving, as there will be 20 plus people in attendance and I don't get paid until after the holiday. I uncomfortably reached out today to see where they were at, and they told me that they can't pay it back. I'm freaking out a bit and having to put things on credit cards. I admit I bit off more than I could chew, but it's too late to cancel, and I was looking forward to this as it's my first holiday in a while that I am free. They're also planning to bring 2 friends with them, and none of them will be bringing a dish to pass, and I've already prepared myself for the awkward conversation that they can't take all of the leftovers home because I need to freeze some for meals as I am financially screwed.
Side note. No, okay. Your friends suck.
Yes.
However, you need to put some boundaries up. If you literally financially need that $150 to live, don't let them take it. Yeah. It doesn't matter if they saw it. Just say, sorry, I can't afford that right now.
Right. Like OP admitted that they had people-pleasing tendencies, and it's definitely showing in a lot of these situations that,
like your
that
friends
they're mentioning.
suck, but like this is something that you need to work on.
Yeah, but then also too, like I wonder, because if you're having Thanksgiving, having people over, even if they're not bringing their own dish, can they like pitch in for the groceries that you're buying?
Exactly.
Because I feel like that would be a fine thing to ask, you know? It doesn't even have to be like, evenly split. Just like, hey, can you pitch in like $5 or something?
I just need a 5.
Yeah, just like something. I feel like that's totally fine.
I think so.
And if you're making it, then they don't need the leftovers.
No.
They don't need that at all.
I don't think I've ever, even at our Friendsgiving, it was like, take them.
Please.
It wasn't people going, oh, can I have this?
Right.
But then everyone,
that's because everyone brought something
that's
too. So it's just, I don't know, OP. I get that you want to be nice, but you can be nice to yourself too sometimes. That's okay. I spoke with a few friends and family members about my frustration and how I feel. I understand that I have certain limitations and that I wasn't always the best friend and needed a lot of support this year. But several people pointed out that my closer friend of the two has been openly disrespectful to my face on occasion, poking fun at my appearance, and I have facial deformity. And that they have thought that they've been taking financial advantage of me for years. My mom told me that she doesn't think they actually care about me, and that if I didn't foot the bill every time, that they wouldn't be there for me, which was devastating to imagine.
But unfortunately, I think that's true.
I think, I mean,
it seems like they keep asking you for money and you give it to them.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard because I guess, I don't know how it was before, but if they were not a good friend, like OP wasn't a good friend for those 6 years. Yeah. And then now maybe they're just like trying to make up for all that time, like, I don't know. It goes to show that those friends came back, because that doesn't always happen. But they might worse. Yeah, like it seems like they might just be staying for that. Like maybe they came back and that's nice and whatever, but it's like now that you have accustomed them to this lifestyle of leaning on you for food and whatever and whatever you pay for, then they're just spoiled now. So
children.
That's really sad. But we will always be there for you every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile. We're live on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, anything else? Twitch.
Just tap our profile.
So
We're
many.
Probably live right now.
We actually are.
We are live right now.
Literally look at our profile. look at it. Tap our profile. We're live. But there is a little more. Should we jump into it, or do you have any?
Into it. I have no
thoughts?
further comments.
Beautiful. I don't want to cast them aside or think the worst. However, one of my friends said I should do a sort of test, and said if they respect me and the fact that I'm financially struggling, they'll either pay me back so I can host without as much stress, or they'll understand if I genuinely let them know I can't afford to host them, and they're +2 if they can't pay me back. I am a little hurt though, because I have been fully transparent. I'm hurting. I'm doing side gigs and working 12-hour days just to survive, and they know this. Any advice is much appreciated.
Yeah,
Dang.
you need to put your foot down and say, I don't have the money to help you guys, and if you can't pay me back, then you can't come.
Right.
Sorry.
I think, I agree. I think that you can be a little assertive. I feel like maybe OP is like very people pleasing because she was a bad friend during that relationship.
Yeah, and she feels bad and she's trying to make up for it, and now her friends are taking advantage.
Yeah, and like maybe OP is just like, everything has to be good and you can't like put your foot down about anything, but there is a good balance that you can do. Like you don't have to be like super people pleasing to like be a good person or be a good friend. Like you can absolutely set those boundaries for yourself, because like it's just what the situation, like you just don't have the money. That's literally what it is. You didn't even want to partake in that substance, and you paid for them to $150.
That's a lot of money.
Because they snooped and asked you to
they went through your drawers. Yeah, that's a weird thing.
That's crazy. So I think you're good. You can still be a good friend. You can still people please. It just, this situation, you can still put your foot down.
Put that foot down.
It's okay.
You're not a flamingo. Put that foot down.
That's cute.
Thanks. But that's the end of that story. So we'll see you next time.